It's the place for all the biggest stars and shows of the stage. It's the Broadway Show. I'm Tamsen Fadal. Welcome.
It was a musical, something beginning and era exploding.
The revival of Ragtime is Broadway at its best and more timely than ever. Don't miss this new production at Lincoln Center. Here's Paul Wontorek with more.
Josh, I'm so happy to see you.
Good to see you too,
On the
Paul.
board, you're having quite a year on Broadway up at Ragtime. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. It's just into the middle of like the busy stuff, but I'm feeling good, feeling healthy, and I'm excited.
I feel like I've known you forever. You've created such a beautiful Broadway career. Do you ever just like walk around these blocks and go like, oh, I did that over there, I did that over there? Because that's what we're doing today.
And sometimes when I'm walking through on my way to Krispy Kreme, I'm like, you know what? Oh yeah, that's that one right there. For me, it's like the food spots. Anytime I'm like, oh yeah, and then there's the Imperial, Pizzeria, Richard Rogers.
It's all based on food?
Yeah. I mean, the theater, I kind of fit in there, but yeah.
Okay, well, we're starting right here. This is the Lyceum Theater.
Oh,
This is
man.
actually, I think your first big Broadway moment happened here, right?
This was my first Broadway lead.
First lead, yeah. Haywood Patterson, is that right?
Yep. In
You
the
played
Scott-
Haywood Patterson in the Scottsboro Boys.
Yeah.
Beautiful musical that the people who love it really love it, right?
Yes.
It was definitely one of those shows. Susan Stroman created this beautiful show.
Kander and Kander and Ev's last.
Yes.
I still remember being right there. Like my picture was literally right on that marquee right there. I have a picture in like Nikes and athletic shorts. I was like, oh, it's my first show.
Here we are, 42nd Street.
Yeah.
42nd Street.
Come and meet them. This is where the action happens.
And also, this is where rehearsals happen. This is new 42nd Street. You've rehearsed Broadway shows here.
A couple times.
Yep.
Yeah. It's crazy because we're right under the Todd Hames Theater.
Todd Hames, which used to be the American Airlines.
Right. And we rehearsed Violet right here in New 42nd Street. And then
You did the
just
show, you
popped
just
right in
rehearsed
here.
and go down. That's the show you did here.
Yeah.
As a roundabout production with Sutton Foster.
Colin Donald.
Colin Donald, who you're now in Ragtime with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have this scene towards the end of the second act, and it's like a really important scene, and it's just he and I on stage together. But it makes me think about when we did Violet, and we played Monty and Flick together.
Yeah.
We were two soldiers.
Yeah.
Oh, and also Jacob Keith Watson from Violet too.
Oh, wow.
So this is our three of us reuniting again.
So at the St. James,
Yeah.
you were in the original cast of American Idiot, which was the Green Day musical. Michael Mayer directed. It was a bit, oh my God, just remembering, I immediately had such a visual of that set and the video. It was like and the flying and the,
It was wild. The scaffolding.
yeah, it was crazy.
I
The
was-
singing.
The singing was wild. Flipping out of the TVs 12 feet above the stage in my
Yeah.
underwear and landing and being
Oh, yeah,
like,
you were the guy in the underwear. What was his name?
Favorite son.
Favorite son.
Favorite son,
Favorite
baby.
son in the
Listen.
underwear.
Getting dressed on stage.
Tighty whities,
saluting,
right?
You know, that was fun.
And then, of course, you got to do that beautiful Into the Woods.
Yeah.
And you were Prince, Rapunzel's Prince.
Rapunzel's Prince, getting to do the goofiest scenes with the late, great Gavin Creel.
Yeah.
And
Tell me about singing Agony with Gavin Creel.
I'll tell you a really cool story. One time we were doing the pre-scene before the Agony song.
Yeah.
And I went up on my lyrics.
Yeah.
And he like slapped me in the face. He was like, and I finally got back to where I was. But like, that's what it was. Backstage, we would always be there. Just
He actually slapped
he
you in
slapped
the
me
face.
'cause I was
He
like,
got you back.
I was like, brother. But backstage, we were always just sitting in the wings, looking at each other, and Gavin would just be like, "Can you believe how lucky we are that we get to do this? Like, isn't this crazy?" And that's how I feel.
Here we are,
Yeah.
45th Street, again, right in the heart of it all. That's a beautiful little theater, the Music Box. And you got to do one of my favorite, really special, I think it just celebrated 10th anniversary
Yeah.
of it, right?
The
It was,
opening.
what's the full title? Shuffle Along.
with the making of the 1921 musical and all that happened in between. Wow, I don't even remember.
Something like that. The original show was called Shuffle Along,
Yeah.
and basically George C. Wolfe created this incredible musical that was Shuffle Along, and also the story of how it came about and what
Yeah.
it meant to history, right?
Yeah.
And you played Noble Sissel,
Noble Sissel.
who wrote Shuffle Along, right? One of the writers.
Yeah,
And you were
Noble-
kind of like a narrator in the show as well.
Yeah, he had a narrator role, and along with UB Blake, they were the
Yeah.
writing team that created this incredible musical that debuted around 1921 close to Lincoln Center. actually. So like on 63rd Street. But that was, I mean, me, Brandon.
The cast.
The
I
cast
can't get
is
over
so
the
stupid.
cast.
Just say their names.
Well, Audra McDonald, we
Brandon
already
Victor
talked about.
Dixon,
Yeah.
Audra, Stokes, Billy Porter, Adrian Warren,
Yeah.
Amber Iman.
Amber Iman, yeah.
I mean, the entire ensemble.
The Imperial. This is one of my favorite of your credits. I love the musical Carousel, and you were a dream, Billy Bigelow. I still listen to you singing. You sing soliloquy to me all the time.
I try. Thank you. Oh my gosh, what a time, what a show. Jessie Mueller, one of my
Jessie
favorite
Mueller.
leading ladies, getting to do that across from her. And also, my son was born at that time on a Monday, at a time when I was singing the soliloquy, My Boy Bill. So for a while I called him My Boy Samson. But yeah.
Josh, the Richard Rodgers Theater, Hamilton. That's a show you know about.
Hamilton.
You never did Hamilton here, but you were in The Heights, Lin-Manuel Miranda's first Tony-winning triumph, and you started in the ensemble, right?
I did. I was man 4. The first construction guy you see, lights up in Washington Heights. That's me.
Number 4.
Yeah.
Did you name that character?
No, that was
Josh.
just. Julio. I was Julio.
Oh, you were Julio. Okay,
Yeah. So that was my first show. We started off Broadway,
yeah.
37 Arts, but
Yeah.
this was the show that, like, when I called my mom that I got this show, I was like, Mom, I'm in the ensemble of this show called In the Heights with this guy, Lin-Manuel Miranda. If this is the only thing I ever do, I don't need to do any more.
So you know theaters change names all the time.
Yeah.
So this is the Lena Horne.
Right.
But it was the Brooks Atkinson when you were here in Waitress. Sarah Bareilles' big smash hit Waitress.
It only takes a taste. Being able to sing some Sarah Bareilles songs, like some of my favorites, like You Matter to Me,
Yeah.
with the incredible Sierra Renee, was really, really, really special.
You just recorded You Matter to Me, didn't you?
I sure did, yeah.
Yeah, you have a new album I love.
Joshua Henry live at Lincoln Center. I mean, I took all the musical theater songs that mean a lot to me and I
Yeah.
put them together in a soulful acoustic way. And so I actually recorded it at Lincoln Center.
Yeah.
And just last month it came out. So I'm glad you dig it.
This has been quite a journey with this show, and Coalhouse Walker is obviously one of the greatest musical theater roles I believe ever written. You agree, I'm assuming?
Oh yeah.
It must be really lovely to see the show get 11 Tony nominations. It's sort of the toast of awards season. You have 4 of your co-stars nominated alongside you.
The cool thing is, like, it's really affecting people in a visceral way. Like, it makes you laugh out loud, makes you cry. And so we experience that in the theater, and you never know what's gonna happen, but we know that it's really touching people. So for the community to be like, you know what, to elevate us in that way with the nominations,
Yeah.
11, that's really special. Brandon, Casey, and I, we just hugged each other on that Tuesday on the stage, and we just feel like, this feels so good. Each of us have been in this business for like 20 years. Moments like this don't happen often.
Exactly.
They just don't. With a cast, with a show, with the moment, with the organization aligning at the same time. It's so special. It's like getting hit by lightning.
Near, far, wherever you are, if you are looking for some laughs, you're going to want to check out Titanique. It's a musical parody based on the 90s blockbuster Titanic. Here's Beth Stevens with another edition of Building Broadway.
You guys, it's so great to sit down with you at the very sunny Sunlight Studios.
We were saying
God,
it should be called Sunless,
Sunless.
Studios.
But this place has some significance because it's where you rehearsed for the off-Broadway
Yes.
at the Darrell Theater, that version of this show.
Crazy.
So let's time travel together. What did it feel like walking into a room like this all those years ago when you were rehearsing? Because that was like the midpoint of this journey.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say, compared to what it felt like today just now, walking into this room then, it felt huge and luxurious and like we had arrived. And now I'm looking.
Is this the literal?
Is this
This is where we rehearsed.
Wait,
I know,
stop
I was
it.
going to say,
Yes,
this
girl,
feels,
that's why we're here.
Tiny.
it feels tinier than I thought.
I know, it feels like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You know what I mean? there's so many memories flooding back of like moments that we built in this room, things that were inspired in this space, and I kind of am like feeling this rush come over me. I'm just sitting here.
Okay, so we're gonna time travel from the steerage of the Christie's basement to the jewel of the St. James Theater, where you are on the Broadway. So tell me what that feels like.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, it's an absolute dream come true.
Yeah.
We cry all the time, and like, I don't really show emotion all the time.
That's not true.
That's
He's
not-
actually way more emotional than he pretends.
Oh yeah, maybe I am.
He's
but
a softie.
yeah, we come out, you know, when I say I'm the king of the world, I instantly, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening again. It's just, I don't know, it's a dream. I feel like I don't want to wake up.
I honestly, I echo this. He cries in the beginning. I usually cry.
Yeah, she cries at the end when she's like, I finished.
Yeah, we finished the show. I did it because it's like it's an incredibly.
I can see her finishing. My heart will go on, and she's just like, yeah. And I was like, you better go off, Marla. I was like, also your arms look amazing.
Thank you. You know, to come from the basement of a Gristedes, and then you know we transferred about 6 months into the Del Roth. We had like the opposite trajectory of most shows, where usually you go to Broadway and then you go all over the world. Right. We went all over the world first. So for the longest time, I won't speak for these two divas, but I thought like maybe this is just our path. Maybe we will be like the little show that could, and we'll go all over the world, and that's going to be the journey for us. And so the fact that we are now here 10 years later on Broadway, when like I had sort of given up on the dream, it feels like my actual dream has come true. And what we are experiencing now is not only so joyous, but it just feels like this incredible victory lap for the three of us after working so hard and after achieving most accolades that you can get for a small show. To be on Broadway now, it's like we've done everything we possibly could, and now we just get to celebrate it, you know?
There is a guiding light of this show. What would Celine Dion do?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Has that question actually ever solved an issue?
Yes.
Yeah.
All the time. It's so funny. I was
It
just
sounds
thinking
like a joke,
about
but
that.
it's not.
We're doing a comedy, sending up an iconic film that people love, that is fierce, utilizing songs written by a bunch of strangers we don't know, and borrowing the persona of an angel, an alien diva baby who like people love. And I just felt early on that the only way to like make a show work when we're borrowing that much information is to really come at it from up here. With a high vibration. And so, I don't know, one day the phrase, what would Celine do, came to me, and I was like, this needs to be our mantra, because we should not be doing anything in this show that doesn't represent her well, or how she would actually be treating people, or the story, or the event, or the show. And I literally had it, I drew it with Sharpie and put it up on that wall that we're looking at right now, with a bunch of the collage in this room,
right there,
with pictures of Celine all around it at her finest. And it really is our mantra.
It's a love letter to her. And it's a love letter to the movie as well. I mean, even though it's a parody of it, and we do, you know, go hard, it's because we love both of them so much that everybody needs to know that this is truly just a love letter to both of them.
The revival of August Wilson's Joe Turner's Come and Gone returns to Broadway, starring Taraji P. Henson and Cedric the Entertainer. I had a chance to talk with the director of Joe Turner's Come and Gone, the legendary Debbie Allen. What is it like to be back directing on Broadway?
Oh my God, it's incredible for me. This particular production, this play, August Wilson, this cast, my creative team, it's like everything I really could ever dream come together has come together. You know, it started with Denzel Washington, who has committed to filming all of August's work, and he had asked me to direct. And I was like, oh yeah, put me in, coach, I'm ready. And then he said, well, what about doing the play first? And I said, are you serious? Yes, let's do that. He said, then that we can just keep building from there. So this has been an extraordinary journey for me to do the deep dive on August, the history, and finding these wonderful characters and creating my own vision of what I wanted to see.
I love how you're surrounded by and bringing everybody in, and then the cast that you have.
The cast is incredible. Taraji P. Henson is so wonderful to work with every day. She came in with such enthusiasm. I mean, when she wasn't in the scene, she was the best audience for the scene. But she brought such nuance to her portrayal as Bertha, and warmth and energy. Cedric the Entertainer. People have been just so surprised to see him play this part, which is, you know, the poetry of August Wilson, the language, but also so grounded and still brings that humor, but the heart. Joshua Boone as Loomis, he was my dream come true. I've been trying to get my hands on Joshua since I met him. I tried to get him on Grey's Anatomy. He said he didn't want to do that. You know, I said, oh God, when I called him on this, he went, I'm in. Oh, wow. I'm so in. Ruben Santiago, oh my God. His storytelling is just amazing. And so every night, they all bring it.
What's it like to get a phone call from Denzel and saying like, hey, want you to do this, please? I feel like that's a lot of pressure.
Well, okay, let's turn it around. Denzel is like my brother.
Okay.
We came up at Woody King's New Federal Theater together.
Yes, that's
he,
true.
Felicia and I.
Okay.
He was doing Malcolm X, and I was doing...
So he should be nervous asking you.
Well, no, let me just say this. Before he directed Fences, I talked Denzel into directing Grey's Anatomy. I said, come on, baby, come on over here. This will be a warm-up for you. Because if you can do this in 9 days, you're going to kill it when you got like 24, 30 day, whatever. He said, all right, Debbie, I'm going to say yes, but don't tell anybody. So we kept it a secret, and he came. Boy, you should have been at that table read when he walked in that door. So I was kind of like his right hand as he was doing that, because television, you know, we might shoot 6 pages. In movies, you might do 2 or 3. He's like, Debbie, what is this 6 page? I said, Denzel, this is the pace of this is how we work. But no, I love him, and I love his commitment. He's such an incredible actor. I was never expecting to be on the list, and I was really very, very excited to be on his list, and that he appreciated me as a director. He sees my craft.
Cats, the Jellicle Ball is now on Broadway. It's a reimagining of Andrew Lloyd Webber's classic musical Cats, but it's set in the world of ballroom. Here's Perry Sook with a look.
All right, I'm here with Rachel Hauck in her studio. And Rachel, if I can make my attention focus for 1 second instead of looking at all of the wonders you have around this office, the Jellicle Ball right around the corner. Just what is the anticipation getting ready for this?
It's so exciting. It's really, I'm beside myself. It's really, really, really fun. The cast is phenomenal. And the chance to be in the room with them ever is the best. It's great.
You know, Cats, which is so beloved and a production that ran for quite some time, then obviously have had some revivals after that, and now this complete reimagining. Just what is it like taking something that exists so firmly but changing it so completely?
It feels radical. I mean, especially to do this, the complete reimagining of the, you know, ballroom culture in the world of Cats, the seamless fit of that because of the incredible genius of our directors, our dramaturg, and our choreographers. And then they hand it to you and they're like, okay, let's make a ball. I mean, it just doesn't get much more exciting.
Actually looking at this, I mean, it's absolutely beautiful, the model you have here of the set. Can you just walk me through this, you know, from the cabaret, you know, chairs and tables in the boxes to the runway protruding out of the proscenium?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're using every inch. We're like any place they'll let us use, we're going to use. We've got the warehouse windows upstage. The runway is running right down as far as it can before it starts to be too hard for the people upstairs to see. Stairs everywhere. The space is completely porous so that the cats can come from anywhere. And then the choreography will take you everywhere. So any place that somebody can enter, move, walk, dance, the entire thing is built strong enough for people to be able to climb, move, swing, anywhere they want to go.
Welcome back to the Broadway Show. I'm Tamsen Fadal. Let's get back to it. Time now to look at another big award, our annual Broadway.com Audience Choice Awards. The results are in, and you've picked the winners. The Lost Boys was a big winner at the 2026 Broadway.com Audience Choice Awards, voted on by fans like you. The new musical adaptation of the iconic 1980s vampire film took home Favorite Musical, while Dog Day Afternoon, inspired by the classic 1975 movie, won Favorite Play. Among the revivals, audiences embraced Death of a Salesman and Chess, with both productions earning multiple honors. Fan favorite stars were also celebrated, including Lea Michele for Chess and Daniel Radcliffe for Every Brilliant Thing, who won the Top Performance of the Year awards. Congratulations to all of this year's winners. That's all for now, but for tickets and more exclusive content, head over to Broadway.com. And until next time, I'm Tamsen Fadal, and this is The Broadway Show.